What's up? What's up? Jeff Lerner here. Jeff Lerner here. Appreciate everybody who I know is about to come on. I'm saying it just a little early, but I do appreciate everybody who's about to be here. Jeff Lerner here. And man, excited to be here with you guys. See a bunch of people coming on. There we go. There we go. Sarmite, Creator Earth, Funny Stuff, Logan, Andre, Elijah, Ashley, Ash, Chesney, Lynn. I see Elizabeth, Jeff. Happy Monday, everyone. Flair is here. So many good people. Christian's here. Excited to be with everyone. As always, I'm continuing my quest to go live. Jason's here. Brian's here. What's up, team? Thanks for being here, guys. So I got to just nail it down. So I'm supposed to go live at 4 Mountain Time every day, Monday through Friday. Chadrick, appreciate you being here. Inevitably, but so I have meetings. I have chaos. I'm, like running a company here. So it's bound to be that I'm going to miss it, but miss the time, but I won't miss the day. So somewhere around this 4, 5, this window, I'm going to be going live every day through the end of the year, Monday through Friday. If you were worried that you might miss me, fear not. Fear not. I wouldn't let you down. I wouldn't let me down. Because when you say you're going to do something, it's the hardest thing, man. It's the X factor in this world. You say you're going to do something, you got to do it. But it's hard. It's hard, right? Let me pull it up. So much going on. I'm like, I don't even know where to start, but we've got so much going on right now. So we're kind of like, we're building for where we're headed. We meaning Entre, meaning this movement that we are creating that's really just taken on a pretty crazy life of its own at this point. I'm along for the ride, but I'm also still trying to steer the ship. It's just crazy. We just added 4 new members to our executive team. Our staff is expanding. Our infrastructure is expanding. We are humbly trying to disrupt the world. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it. I'm going to talk about Spotify. That's the chosen subject for the day. And it's actually pretty powerful. I randomly happened to make the switch to Spotify last week from my listening. I switched from Apple Music to Spotify, and I'm really loving it. But it was cool. They picked that as a subject to talk about today because I've been now experiencing the Spotify ad platform, and it's pretty darn cool. So I'm glad we're going to get to talk a little bit about that today. But what I'm also going to talk about is, what is it that's allowed Entre to have the success that it's having? What has allowed me to have the success that I've had and that I'm having? And what is it, most importantly, that can allow you to have the success that you want to have? Justin says, who is this? I'm the guy that's going to tell you how you can have anything you want in this world within reason. Look, I can't teach you how to fly to Valhalla and sleep with 100 virgins or whatever craziness people get in their heads, but within the realm of reasonable things that we as human beings can aspire to in this frustratingly crazy world, I'm going to tell you how you can get them. Somebody wants to know if I'm famous. Anybody got any opinions about that? It seems like a weird question for me to answer. I don't know. I can tell you I'm not famous, but I lately in places where I have not historically been recognized. I got recognized at an airport. I've been recognized at the gym. I've noticed some looks I'm getting. Melissa says I'm better than famous. That's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's the thing. It's not all about, I don't want to be famous. I want to have impact. If the work that I do changes 1 million lives, I don't care if 1 million people recognize me. But I do very, very much care if the work that I do changes lives in the way that I believe that it can. And I know that because it changed my life first. I'm the guinea pig who also talks about all the experiments that were done to him and says, well, I don't know, how would a guinea pig talk, right? Let me tell you about all the experiments that happened to me, and some of them worked really well, and they can work for you too. So you should be a guinea pig, right? I don't know. Try to talk like a guinea pig, whatever that means. Oh, a bunch of people, some great people. That's the best thing about the work that I do is this family, this community that's emerging. It's a family. That's what it is. It's a family that is united. You can't choose your family, right? But we can choose this family. We are united by a likeness of mind, by a shared belief, by some shared values. I'm going to talk about one of those values here in this conversation. Let's see. Larry's here. What's up, Larry? Still, I'm interested in that workout that you told me about, Larry. I want to know how you stay in fighting shape. E-Market Ocean Make Money Online. Thanks for being here. Robson is here. I can't even keep up on Instagram. Jay Chillin. That's a good name. Jay Chillin. I want to be Jeff Chillin. Anita's here. Appreciate you being here. Man, this family is expanding. We're adding hundreds of new members a day to the group. I'm adding somewhere between 50 and 100 new subscribers a day on YouTube. By the way, speaking of, I am at 12,997 subscribers on Instagram. And I'd love to get to 13,000. If 3 people out there want to go subscribe to me on YouTube, here's my commitment to you. It's not just another subscription. I'm going to give you a YouTube channel that will deliver you more value than any other channel you're subscribed to. You have my word on that. I'm either going to get there or I'm going to die trying. If anybody wants to go subscribe to me on YouTube, it's Jeff Lerner Official. I'd love to get to 13,000. Appreciate everybody. So yeah, we got a lot to cover. First of all, Spotify, if you have a business, you're like me, you're like, how can I reach more people? How can I get this out there? And I want to start by encouraging you to say, like, you have got to get obsessive and insane about self-promotion. It's one of the biggest things I've learned in this world, and I look at just Entre and what's happened. I started this thing like a little over 2 years ago. I started doing this thing where I had some switch just flipped in my head, and it was like, man, I got a message and I want to get it out to the world. But the amount of energy that is required to get your message out to the world in a world that I don't have to tell you is crowded, it's chaotic, it's noisy, and most of the crowd and most of the noise is just noise. That's what it is. It's just noise. They're just making noise. There's a difference between noise and voice. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it. Yeah, actually, this is such a comfortable shirt. It's got bamboo in it. In fact, let's see who created this shirt. It says, man, that is not a guy that should be getting that close to the camera, right? But you know what? It is what it is. I can't read it because it's backwards, but that's the brand. This shirt has bamboo fiber in it. It is like just a constant all day sensual massage on the skin. Check it out. Stone. I see my beautiful bride is here. See my son, Jace. What's up, buddy? I'm excited. We're all going to dinner tonight, whole group of us. I'm really excited. This is not going to be a long live because I have to meet a bunch of you guys for dinner in 30 minutes. Marie, appreciate you being here. Better late than never, Marie. Thanks for being here. So listen, I got a few things I want to talk about. Like I said, Spotify, great place to run ads, 170 million listeners. And this is what got my attention so there's an agency called MBLM, pretty big agency. They have offices in New York, office in Dubai, office in Toronto, office in Mexico City. And they did a study on brand intimacy. And this is cool. So of every brand they surveyed, Spotify has the highest what's considered brand user. I can understand because it is a very personal medium. They customize their playlist to your taste and they really get to know you, feel really connected to it. And Spotify ads, they're not terribly expensive. I mean, I run a lot of ads on Facebook and YouTube, and I will tell you that Spotify, you're not competing nearly as much as you are on the big platforms like Facebook and YouTube. I mean, oh my gosh, I don't even want to tell you what we spend on Facebook and YouTube every month. So I'm actually going to start working on building some ads out in Spotify. They have a really cool ad creator, 170 million listeners. super connected group. If you want to build connection to your brand, your business, your message, recommending Spotify. I've been looking it up, and I'm very impressed with what I see. So that said, let's say you got a message. Let's hope you got a message. If you don't have a message, by the way, step number 1 is to create your message. Find your voice. Find your message. Don't be the noise, be the voice. I say all the time, everybody's got a voice, the ability to create sound. So we all deserve a voice. Like every person deserves to make sounds come out of their mouth. But that doesn't mean everyone needs to have a mic in their hand. There's certain voices that need to be amplified. And it's such a existential thing to say, is my voice one that should be amplified? Jeff Montreal, yes, you have found your voice, my man. And it is a voice that deserves to be amplified. It's a voice that's going to develop and continue to evolve. I can feel you getting your sea legs with your messaging, and it's so cool. But the key is the focus on delivering value. When you get wholeheartedly committed to delivering value, to serving the audience, then your voice becomes one worth amplifying. And through the amplification, you develop it. It's like a yin and yang. You decide, you commit to delivering massive value. And you say, okay, I'm going to start broadcasting. And then you start broadcasting, and then you realize, I'm creating an audience. The simple act of broadcasting consistently over time starts to actually develop that people will listen. People are fascinated simply by those who will put themselves out there. And that creates this positive pressure, which you will start to backfill through the commitment to value, assuming it's not all a, hey, look at me show, which nobody's, ironically, nobody's actually going to watch. If you're committed to value, the simple act of amplification will create a vacuum that will pull the value, and you'll naturally start doing all this work to backfill and to fill the value void. You want to have good things to say when you know people are listening. Brian, Jeff, Marie, Christian, I'm seeing people coming on who I know have voices that need to be amplified. And I'm encouraging you to go out there, put yourself out there, crank it up a little, right? Get yourself one of these. Start speaking into it. And you'll naturally start to, again, you'll grow into it. It's this like yin and yang thing. You get louder, you get better. You get louder, you get better. But a lot of people are waiting to be better before they even put themselves out there. You got to put yourself out there. I'm telling you, I can't. Larry, another person, man, who I've seen your stuff, man. I know you have value to offer. And if I can do anything for this world, it's to share with you, how powerful it is when you start doing it, but also how to do it well so that it allows you to create massive impact. And I know what people want to make massive money. I want to make massive money. I love money. I got this, my eyes set on this new car that I want, and this car is sick, but they're not going to give it to me. I'm going to have to pay for it. And there's a lot of other good things I do with my money, try to help a lot of other people, but this is about me. I want to reward myself with a car, but I got to pay for it. And I know people want money. I want money. I'm no different. I'm no better. I'll say that right up front. But you deserve the money when you deliver the value. The key is not to get money, it's to deserve money. Because when you deserve money, then you feel good about doing the work to go get the money. And you deserve the money when you're delivering the value. So commit to value, put yourself out there, be bold, be brave, be courageous, be scared. You're going to be scared. But you'll naturally start to backfill the volume with the value. Do it in a way where it all gels. It all comes together so that you can be profitable, you can be powerful, you can have impact. So I was thinking about this before. Actually, let me back up. Before I went live, I was thinking, like, what do you actually have to do to be successful in this world? So much has changed, right? It used to be show up to meetings, check the boxes, follow orders, do what you're told, execute the task. And that's That's not the world we live in anymore. The world we live in now, I was reading articles today, and I've been studying this thing called bank. I'm sorry, I know I'm kind of all over the map today. I've just had a crazy day. As Jeff Montreal pointed out, I forgot. It's literally been such a long day. I've been working now already 13 hours. I forgot. I already went live. I went live at 4 a.m. this morning because I was past due on a live I was supposed to do last week that I had some tech difficulties with. And so not wanting to carry a debit around, I made good, and I went live at 4 o'clock this morning. But so much has happened since then. I literally forgot. Jeff just reminded me. So now I'm going live for the second time today. Anyway, so I've had a lot of stuff come into my head today, but one of them is I was studying this program called Bank, which is a sales methodology. But the lady that started Bank is now actually a collaborator in an artificial intelligence platform. And they've actually gotten it to where for sales that happen through chat, through like online messaging chat, you go to a website, a little chat box pops up and you chat with the person. They actually have AI now that is proven to be more effective at selling through chat than actual human beings. Because the AI can read language patterns in the chat and identify the other person's personality and tailor the messaging to be the communication style that's most likely to resonate with the person, because 82% of people will buy simply based on communication style, whereas only 18% of people will buy an offer if they don't connect with the person delivering the offer. So it's not only about the value of the offer, it's about the communication, effective communication. And AI, frankly, communicates better than humans in some ways. So based on reading cues that humans were not even necessarily aware of. So what does that mean? That means add another career category to the list of jobs that will eventually get displaced by robots. Sales. Sales is going to get replaced by robots. So you've got manufacturing, you've got logistics. Now you got sales. Come on. What about the human beings, man? We need job security. Look, there ain't none. The only job security in this world comes down to being able to put yourself out there boldly, aggressively, effectively, and having the critical skills that allow you to cut through the noise. I know there's some teenagers on this right now. There's some young people watching. Listen, if you're 16, if you're 25, if you're 35, you got 20, 30, 40, 50 years ahead of you that you're going to have to make a living in this world. You're going to have to take care of your family. Inflation, look at the economics of retirement. You're going to have way more money if you want to be comfortable and confident and be able to leave a legacy for your family. You're going to have way more money than the schools or the colleges are teaching you. The colleges want to spit you out with multiple six figures in student debt. They're not even going to let you get to break even until you spend 10 or 20 years paying off your student debt. You need so much more money in this world to be secure and to be okay. And then you couple that with the fact that even the things that we can do to make some money but not enough money are getting displaced by technology. 7 billion people in this world, 5, 6 billion, I don't know how many of them are screwed, but they are. It's the world we live in. I didn't make the rules. Don't shoot the messenger. But you can be okay. I've known from the beginning of this crusade that I was not going to save everyone, but that I could save anyone. These truths, we live in a world, there will always be disparity. There will always be a difference in terms of commitments and commitment to excellence and enthusiasm and passion and vigor and energy. But anyone can save themselves. Anyone can transcend. Anyone can have an amazing life. Everyone will not, but anyone can. And here's how you do it. There are 4 skills that will position you to be able to make enough I was going to make enough noise, but it's not about noise. It's about voice and message. But to get enough attention and build enough influence around your message that you can create an amazing life in this world. And these are the 4 skills. It's copywriting. It's understanding how to engineer words to effectively transfer belief. I'm going to interrupt myself by bringing on a very, very special person in my life. He should be coming on shortly. This is on Instagram, but the Facebook and YouTube should be able to hear him. And if not, I'll be kind of the middleman on this conversation. I'm trying to bring my son Jace out onto the live. Jace, it says it's waiting for you. Waiting for Jace Lerner. That's what it says at the bottom of my phone. Jace, you're on whenever you're ready, assuming that the technology cooperates. And I'll talk to my son. This would be a great format for having this conversation because there are 4 skills that you have to have. Christian, things make me emotional sometimes. That's one thing I've learned is a strength. It's an asset in this world is to not be scared, to have feelings and to air them out. Christian said, you've been the catalyst for my rebirth. I'm forever in your debt, my man. Thank you. Thank you, man. You've done the hard work. Okay, I'm going to try this again. Jace, let's see if this works, man. Let's try this one more time. Jace, we're trying, man. I think the technology might not be cooperating. Gerald, appreciate you being here. Thanks for coming on. Anyway, let me say the 4 skills: copywriting, sales. Robson says vulnerability. Yeah, that's actually one of them, man. I don't know how you quantify that as a skill, but it's almost a level of comfort or self-assurance, but it's huge, man. It's been a huge part of why my message has been able to get traction in the market. There's also a basic competence with technology that you just have to have in this world. You know, you look at, and I'm actually going to show you, I've been working on a slideshow because I'm putting together an orientation for people. We got so many people coming into Entre and we're launching new funnels and new courses and new offers. So there's a lot of emotion happening over here on the side. I'm reading this feed and it's like a lot of cool emotional stuff. But you know, you look at Entre. So 2 years ago, I decided like, hey, I've got a message. I can help people. We got all these new people coming in, these courses and funnels and people coming off webinars. We're about to launch another funnel. And I think a lot of people are coming in. They're like, what is this? What is this world I've entered? What is this Entre thing? So I'm putting together a slideshow that's an orientation to explain it. And I want to share at least one slide with you guys here on this conversation, because if you say, okay, so Jeff had this message, Jeff had this idea, what is it that allowed him to actually get it to market in a way that could grow, that could get traction and ultimately grow into a movement, a business? And by the way, I don't think there is such a thing anymore as just a business. It's got to be a mission. It's got to be a movement, or else what are we doing? Just chasing a buck? We can do that with a job. Let's create movements. Guys, you're really overwhelming me. Somebody says, following your page was one of the best decisions I've made since I became a fitpreneur. My phone's falling off here. This is super annoying. Hang on, guys. Hang on. What happens is the adhesive gets hot. Anyway, I'm going to set this here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set it down here. And I'm not going to be able to look so much at Instagram, but anyway, we're going to do our best because my pop socket's coming off. Anyway, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you this slide. And for those of you on Instagram, I'm going to kind of explain to you what it says, but bear with me. Let me share my screen. All right, so those of you on Facebook and YouTube can see my screen. And if you're on Instagram, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's basically the origin of Entre. It says how it all began. In fall of 2018, I was reflecting on the previous decade. In fact, I'm going to turn my phone and show you the slide. So this is the slide right here. So you got pictures of Fat Jeff and Fit Jeff, Family Jeff, Jeff winning awards, a table of my life in 2008 and my life in 2018. So let me elaborate a little bit. What's up from Canada? Appreciate your messages, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You're on the right track. Just got to keep your head in the game. Work harder than most people are willing to. So 2018, I had sold my agency. I was sitting there looking over the last 10 years of my life. And in 10 years, I'd gone from being 30 pounds overweight, struggling with depression, physically injured. I hurt my wrist, so I couldn't play piano. 10 years later, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm running half marathons. I'm injury free. I sleep like a baby. Personally, I was just going in 2008. I was going through my second divorce. I wasn't even 30. I was 29 years old. Getting divorced twice. What a loser. I needed therapy, but I didn't even have the money to pay for it. I knew I needed it, but I just couldn't afford it. I was living with my ex-wife's parents. 10 years later, 2018, I'm sitting there. I just sold my agency. I'm remarried. I got 4 beautiful children, living in my dream home. I got a therapist. I got a trainer. I got a coach. I got any help I need. I got, because I can pay for it. Professionally, 2008, I was teaching piano lessons. I couldn't play that many gigs because of my wrist injury. So I'm mostly teaching piano lessons, which I love teaching. I mean, I'm a professional educator now, but teaching 10-year-old kids that don't want to be there because their parents pushed them into piano lessons, that's nobody's idea of fun. I had 7 failed businesses. I'm $495,000 in debt. I'm literally hiding at my ex-wife's parents' house, hiding from the IRS, hiding from creditors. The phone, every time the phone rings, I cringe because I know my father-in-law, whose daughter is in the process of divorcing me, he's going to answer and go, Jeff Lerner, why do you want to talk to him? And they're going to go, well, we're not allowed to disclose that to you, but he might owe us $500,000. You know, this guy's not happy that I'm living in his house. Anyway, fast forward 10 years later, $50 million in online sales. I've been a top affiliate in 3 companies. I had a 2-time Inc. 5000 agency. I got the awards on the wall here. Sold my agency for multiple 7 figures. I've put digital courses together, sold over 100,000 courses at that point in my life for over $10 million just from that alone. 2 e-com businesses, I own real estate. I mean, and this is not bragging. This is like, I mean, Bohem Heart of Gold just said, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, man. That's where I was at. I was like, 2018, I was like, dude, look at how much my life changed in 10 years. Not just money, physically, personally, professionally. I didn't have those terms yet. I hadn't come up with the 3 P's of excellence, but that's what it was. Physically, personally, and professionally. Everything had changed. And I said, how do I get this message out to the world? And this is what I started doing. And I'm going to show this to you on Instagram. I started putting up these videos. Just these. Actually, can I flip that? Oh my gosh. How did I not know that I can just flip this? So this is how it all began. Wow, this is so much easier. This is how it all began. I start putting out these videos. September 2018, I started posting videos on YouTube and Facebook, just saying, hey, this is how I did it. This is what I did. These are some of the earliest videos that I posted. And a few of them really started getting traction. Look at those views. Hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views of people like, oh yeah. And you know, I had haters. I had people tearing me down. That's when I developed some thick ass skin. I had people telling me, some of the most creative ones, I had somebody tell me that I looked like a glitch in a video game, like it froze and my face was all funny. I had people saying that I looked like I'd been, attacked by a swarm of bees. I had people telling me that I looked, forgive the term, but that I looked retarded or mentally challenged. I had people telling me that, there's no way a woman like my wife would have married a guy as ugly as me and that she must be a stripper that I paid to hang out with me and be in my videos. I mean, anything you could think of to attack me for. But there was also a lot of interest. And then it was this one video that I put out called, Hey Kids, here's how to make school not a waste of time. And this video, I shot it right after I had taken my daughter and some of the neighbor kids to school. And I'd been talking to them in the car about like, so what do you learn in school? Like what? And they were like, they didn't have a lot of passion for what they were sharing. And I was like, listen, let me tell you how to get the most out of school and what you're learning. And the feedback I started getting on this, these are some of the comments I got. It was like, man, I wish I had this mindset. Somebody said, everything you said is so true. Somebody said, I don't know how to start a business. Somebody said the kids are lucky to have that guy as a dad, blah, 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 right? So I realized then and there, let me flip this back around. I realized then and there, this entre thing needed to happen. It was time, right? School wasn't going to teach this stuff. Jobs don't teach this stuff. The government doesn't share this stuff. Nobody, there's no base of education in the world about how to do what I had done. And I had to piece it together. I had to go buy courses. I had to follow gurus. I had to enroll in, platforms. I had to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars of my own money to get the education that I was never provided, even though And I just knew this entre thing had to happen. So then to finish the thought, it's like, okay, but what actually had to happen in order for me to go from, excited guy making videos on the internet to actually building a movement that could change the world? There were 4 skills: copywriting, understanding how to manipulate words. And I use the word manipulate about the words, not about people, but how to engineer and craft words in such a way that they could really land with people and transfer the belief, transfer the energy, not just the concepts or the ideas. I had to learn about sales. I had to get even better at sales. I was already pretty good at sales, but I had to get even better at sales, mostly by leveling up my enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the most contagious human state. You cannot hang out with a person who's really enthusiastic, genuinely, not in I did too much Adderall kind of way, but in a genuinely passionate, enthusiastic kind of way, and not eventually start to feel better and, uplift a little bit. Enthusiasm is contagious. That's actually the key to sales. It's just enthusiasm. I'm not saying there's not other tactics or whatever, but I had to level up my enthusiasm, but also how to stitch together the basic technology that allow this stuff to work. I had to create, sorry, let me decline a call real quick. Actually, hang on. Let me tell my wonderful wife that I'll be heading there shortly. Where? Oh, yeah. Leaving shortly. Love ya, babe. Okay. The technology, how to stitch together the basic technology. A lot of people want to put blinders on and stay oblivious to this basic tech, but you got to understand the technology of the digital economy, or you are going to be shouting into a wall whenever you want attention on your business. And then ultimately, this what I call executive communication. And I'm going to put more out about this because I literally am supposed to be at dinner in 6 minutes and I don't have more time, but this way of communicating to build a team that enrolls people and aligns people so that we can all recognize that the way to get all of our own individual needs met is to coalesce and create a bigger mission to meet more people's needs. And that ultimately the truth of what Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough other people get what they want, you'll get everything you could possibly want yourself. But to bring a team together to align with that mindset where it's 1 + 1 = 11, that's called executive communication. Those are the 4 skills. I'm going to say them again and then I got to go. Copywriting, sales, executive communication, and the basics of technology in the digital economy. That's a good note to end on. Let's circle back to this tomorrow. I appreciate everyone who watched. Keep doing you. Build a mission, find your voice, amplify, backfill with value, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.